Hi everyone. So welcome back again to my channel. And I know for a fact that I have been long gone for a long time, but I have brought a very famous guest on this podcast. So welcome Mohan. So for the people who don't know, let us give you a chance to introduce yourself. So would you mind introducing?
Yeah, yeah, hi. My name is Mohan Sriram Krishna Pedapati. Um, I'm currently working as a senior security application auditor at Q53 Berlin, where we do pen testing and security auditing. And I also own a company named Electrovolt Infosec Private Limited, where we also do pen testing and security auditing. And my areas of interest are like browser and web security, mostly client-side security, and I also like exploring new technology like blockchain and AI. So I kind of work for a company named Ottersec, who do blockchain security. So I stay there to learn latest blockchain hacks and all. Um, and My hobbies are like I like playing music, and I like playing outdoor sports like cricket, badminton, and yeah, that's it. That's that's about myself.
It's amazing. And by the way, you did not mention when you do start hacking or just pursue your career in computer. So when you felt that okay, bug bounty or hacking is my thing.
Um, to tell when did I started in hacking? I think before I joined my university, which was like in 2015. I don't know anything about computers, internet, and mobile phones. So after I joined my university, we have free internet, free computers, and all. So I immediately got intrigued by this stuff and started exploring this stuff. So this was around like 2016. So we have an intranet in our university, which is like internet, but only for local college. So we have intranet in our classrooms and all. So I used to develop web applications for my university, and also used to develop a chatting application for my classroom so that we can chat with others in the classroom. And later on, like after few website developments, I got to know about something called hacking. Initially I got into script kiddie hacking, where you run tools and scripts, right? So I used to sniff non-HTTP. I used to sniff non-SSL websites for proxy passwords so that I can connect to internet. So we used to have an internet, but only we can access through via proxy server. But for that, we need an proxy password. So I used to go to some administrator offices and connect to that Wi-Fi and start sniffing for passwords, which is kind of illegal, but used to be fun. And uh, I also used to run some tools to get into others' computers and all. That was fun and very interesting to me at the time. Um, One more interesting thing is like I used to do YouTube videos on this stuff, some lame YouTube videos. Now I disabled on my YouTube channel. Um, I guess. But later, when I started in bachelor's in computer science, I kind of stopped doing hacking because I got into competitive programming, and then I started exploring AI and ML. Um, I think after 2 years, I realized that I'm not capable enough to do competitive programming because I'm not really good at visualization and stuff, maths and all. I mean, I can do basic math, but sometimes my brain gives me pain when I do some hardcore maths and stuff. So I stopped doing competitive programming, and then I stopped doing AI and ML because I don't have computational power, because you need to run, if you want to run a model, you need a high computational PC, right? So I have a lame 2 GB RAM, i3 processor, and some ESR laptop I used to have, which is given by my university. So during my last 2 years of bachelor's, I got introduced to CTFs by Amrita University. where they have a BIOS CTF team. So they usually host a yearly CTF named in CTF for Indians. So I got somehow introduced to that CTFs, and I started doing CTFs. From that point, we created a team named Invaders, and we have a we have like 5 to 6 team members. And then and then I never looked back. I mean, I kept on playing CTFs, so I never looked back on choosing another fields and all, because I know hacking is one thing I should pursue in future, like for for me. Yeah, yeah, that's how I started in hacking.
That's amazing, and there's a lot of things that are very quite common uh, in
Yeah,
when among this bug bounty community. So next question would be like,
yeah.
did you pursue bug bounties?
Mm. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So after doing CTS for 2 years, I kind of got to know about bug bounties on Twitter. People earning tons of money on on HackerOne and posting them on Twitter. So obviously there is money. So I got attracted to it. So I started doing bug bounties. Initially, it was very hard because people. I used to look at the HackerOne activity and saw very common bugs, and then people finding them on these websites, but I used to struggle to find those. I don't know why. So I tried bug bounties for 6 months or 1 year, which didn't yielded any good results because I'm not finding any good stuff. It's kind of not interesting to me. So I stopped doing CTS because I realized that low hanging fruits in the web applications are already found by another bug bounty hunters, because they are easy to find, so anyone can find it, right? So there's a lot of competition for low hanging fruits. So I thought of like, it's not gonna work if I only find low hanging fruits. So I thought of going back to CTFs and then start doing research, um, and get ideas from CTFs and then apply the same ideas in the bug bounty community. I mean, in the bug bounty application. It turned out to be very successful because most of the research I did came from the CTF knowledge, which I decided to get back into when I thought the um, when I thought finding low hanging fruits are not for me. So I got back to CTFs and started doing CTFs, and then got pretty good knowledge in terms of in client side security and started applying it on the bug bounty application. So I successfully was able to apply this knowledge onto security researches like prototype pollution and electron research. um, yeah, that's what I did. I think everyone should find their niche, because um, because if you find very common bugs, everyone can find it, right? There will be a lot of competition, right? So I think everyone should find the niche and build good knowledge around it and do a lot of research on it and start hacking in the wild. Take my example. I concentrated mostly on client side security research. So I got very deep into it. I mean, not deep as like, I mean, I got very deep into it. And then I started applying this on the bug bounty applications, which worked really well. So to beat the competition, people should find the areas where there are less people. Uh, let's say, like, I can share you an example. Take a normal XSS. Everyone can find it, right? I mean, normal XSS, just spray the payload, and which is a very common knowledge, and everyone can find it, right? So let's go one step further. Take prototype pollution XSS, which is kind of not really hard, but it takes some effort to understand it, right? So there are less people finding those prototype pollution. And let's get too little deep. Let's find one step further. Let's go one step further, which is like mutual accesses, right? Mutation accesses, MXSS, right? It's kind of very hard, uh, harder than normal accesses and prototype pollution. It's people rarely find it, right? People rarely have knowledge about the parser inconsistencies between inconsistencies between HTML, SVG, and MathML, right? So if you go very deep into this MXSS field where no one is working on it, you obviously will find cool bugs, right? So that's what I mean about people finding their own niches.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah.
I think I also felt in the same pot where I was like spraying everywhere and hoping that it'll pop up. But eventually, when
Yeah.
there is a story behind this, so
Someone.
we met sometime before, and actually you inspired me, and I started going deep and deep and deep and learning new concept. Even though I was not as a regular guy, I work in Web3 industry, so Web2 is something that I am going back and forth. But I think whenever I go back into Web2 to for CTF or maybe bug bounties, but I generally it's for CTF, I dedicate myself to one type of vulnerability. So recently, I think excess leaks are something which is very common in CTF industry. So I was like so much into it, so that whenever something comes up regarding excess leaks, I know for sure what to apply there. So I fully agree that you have to dedicate yourself to niche, right? That okay, you have to
Yeah.
go deep into it. So very that's
Yeah.
a very important thing to remember. Yeah.
Yeah.
And what do you think about collaboration? So you have been collaborating a lot, I have seen, but I want to know
Yeah.
more about it. Like, how did it actually help you to grow as an individual and help you in the research field or the research phase?
Collaboration, I think collaborations are the best because there's a lot to learn. uh, if you are not collaborating, you don't know your level, right? If you are collaborating, if you're not collaborating and you're only hacking to yours, I mean hacking alone, you don't know stuff like how other people approach the targets, how other people hack the targets, right? So if you start collaborating, you'll get to learn a lot of stuff. Take my last two research I did. So it was done by a lot of people. I collaborated with all the top client side security researchers while working on prototype pollution, Blackfan, Masato, Security MB, Terzank. And so whenever I get a chance, I try to collaborate it with someone, because if I find something interesting, I ask them if they can exploit it or not. Usually if you just ask them to do hacking for you, they won't do. You have to approach in a in a neat way, saying that there is this vulnerability. I'm not able to exploit this because of my lack of expertise. I thought you might be interested in it, so let's start collaborating on it. So that's how you collaborate, and you'll have a very safe competition between others. When you're collaborating, you'll have a constant hustle of finding the bug before the guy who you are collaborating with. And I myself learned a lot of knowledge when collaborating with the Grand View, Maxwell Garrett, and Masato Kinugawa. And there are a lot of people I collaborated while working on electron research and prototype pollution research. So I think collaborations are great. Everyone should do them, but the way they should approach should not be like I mean, what I mean is like they should start digging deep first, and then they should approach the pro after they dig deep. Otherwise, like you just give an endpoint and say that find an XSS here. That does not gonna work for you, right? So what I would say is like first you should dig deep, and then if it's not up, if you can't do it, you should approach the other guy and start collaborating. Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough, and I kind of agree with that. Collaboration is the key. So when you talk about CTFs,
Yeah.
right? Do you think CTFs are also for the people who are actually into security, or has a profound hold in the field of security, or is it for everybody? And how can someone actually find like a potential CTF coming?
Oh, you mean like uh, you mean like CTFs are helpful for someone to grow their knowledge, right?
So,
I
so
think.
My question is that, like, so for example, if some guy has already a 3 years of experience in field of cybersecurity, uh, do the CTF competition make sense for him to participate?
Depends. Like 3 years experience in the cybersecurity field uh, doesn't mean he's good. I mean, you know what I mean, right? So someone can have a 3 years experience but doesn't know shit, right? So so CTFs are like at any point, at any time, they are great. Like I love CTFs because the reason why I love them are like if you wanted to learn something, the first thing we do is the first thing we do is go to Google and search for how to get started in it, right? Usually usually the Google, I mean, usually the website suggests that do this certification, do that master degree, do some course, right? Most of the time these certifications are not accessible to everyone. I mean, also the degrees are not accessible to everyone, right? You need money to pay those courses and certifications, right? And you can't really be sure it's going to help once you do the course, once you do the certification, right? So so for instance, I did a lot of courses on artificial intelligence, but I never was able to apply this knowledge on the real world applications because I just did courses without any practical methodology. I mean, practicality to it. I just did it. I just want to learn something. I just want to learn something. But it did. But I was never able to apply the same knowledge anywhere. So let's come to the CTFs. You're alone. There is also one bad thing about the courses and certifications. Most of the time when you are doing a certification and a course, you are alone. You're doing it alone. No one will be along with you. I mean, no one will give you uh, any suggestions or anything. You're the one. You need to do the course. So while doing this, no one gonna help you, right? So let's come to the CTFs. They are free. They are like if you if there are levels to the CTFs. Some CTFs are too pro, like very let's take some V8 exploitation and a V8 exploitations. There must be a CTF challenge in real world CTF giving this V8 exploitation, right? So um, you can access any kind of knowledge from these CTFs. They are free, and then you have a CTF mate in your CTF team while you're solving a challenge. So you have someone to learn knowledge from, someone to keep you push, and so you'll be in a constant hustle mindset, right? So and you're not alone. You know what I mean, right?
Yeah, correct. And
Uh,
I fully agree on that. That courses
there's
have.
a competition. I mean, what I mean is like there's a competition. It is free, and you'll be in you always want to solve a challenge. So you always will be in a constant hustle mindset, and you are never alone in your journey. Um, so yeah,
Yeah,
and
fair.
your teammates will make you realize your potential. I mean, they can tell you that how lame you are, how noob you are. I mean,
Yeah.
you know the CTF mates who can solve a challenge in an hour, and you suck at the CTF challenge, and you take time like 2 days, 3 days. So you know your potential, and you're always been a mindset of growing your knowledge so that you can reach your teammates level. Yeah. That's what I mean.
That
So
is
that's why I like about CTFs because take courses. There is no feedback loop. You always do courses because you always do courses and there is no feedback to tell you what level you are at. Take CTFs. You do CTF. You know where you are at because of your CTF mates, because of um, the challenge or something, and then you always been in a constant feedback loop telling you that you need to push, you need to push, you need to push, and you learn a lot by CTFs. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. And this happens to me every time when I pick up a challenge. Some of the teammates from my CTF team solves in within an hour or so, and I'm like constantly typing some random things, for 2 days straight, and I end up quitting the challenge. So yeah, fair enough.
Yeah. Yeah.
Having a teammate definitely helps you up. So summarizing your CTF journey, what will be your top three takeaways from your experience so far? What are some, like, let's take three takeaways that you learned from your CTF experience so far?
I mean, one is constant learning. I'm you'll always get a new challenge in a CTF. So you need to explore the technology, and it tells you how to approach new stuff. So there's that constant learning, and then collaboration with your teammates. Um, I mean, how to collaborate with others and all, right? So I get to learn about collaboration, and then um, yeah, I think uh, like there are what can CTFs help? There are a lot of key learnings from a CTF. There's not one thing, because I can't think of anything right now, but they are great. Everyone should do it. Do
Yeah,
it.
you are a
You
motivator.
should start doing CTFs. I mean, so see see my approach. So if you try very hard for first 3 years on a CTF, for the next 6 years you don't need to worry because the money comes to you. I had a great analogy about this. You know, compounding, right? Compounding in investment, right?
Correct,
You
correct.
invest one which will be compounded to x, 2x, 3x, and all, right?
Mhm.
Similarly, when you start learning something, you need to spend a lot of time on it initially. You- and then gradually you don't need to spend, because you already know the experience, you already know the stuff. So you don't need to spend much time on learning. Uh, yeah, the what I mean is simply people should start doing CTFs very hard in the first 2 3 years and then chill later.
Yeah, that's a good
It
approach.
applies to anything. I mean, it applies to anything, right? Take money, you compound, start, and then it grows later in later years.
Yeah, that is why we see you traveling to Europe and other countries, that you have worked so hard that
Yeah, because
chilling.
I'm chill now. I worked very hard during 2018 to 2020. Now I'm not working really hard. I'm not even participating in some CTF. There's this some die CTF yesterday. So just looked at the challenge and then I thought I'm not interested. I'm not interested in it because I'm not. Uh, I don't want to do it. Yeah, right.
Got it. So, what are you focusing on right now? Like, what fields are you focusing? Be it mobile, blockchain, or web? What is it that you are focusing right now?
Um, I'm mostly doing auditing, right? So whatever the client asks, I need to explore it, right? We have mobile applications, web applications. Sometimes we have blockchain stuff too. So I used to and browsers. We audit some browsers and all. So there's not one specific thing I'm focusing right now. It's just for art. I'm working for my company, also for my company. So there's this. I'm concentrating on my building my company and also working for Q53. Yeah.
That's dope. That's dope. So, when you say you have worked on Web3, there are a lot of people who are trying to get into Web3. So, would you suggest? How would you suggest that someone who does not know a thing about Web3 can kickstart their career in this field?
Uh, I think there are a lot of CTFs, right? Again, I'm coming back to CTFs. There is this. I used to do some blockchain CTFs from Solidity. Dot
I don't know.
some there's some
Uh,
CTF, online CTF, where you to hack Ethereum Solidity contracts for
mhm.
common bugs, re-entrancy attack, some other stuff. So there are a lot of CTFs out there on blockchain. I'll suggest them to start exploring all the CTF challenges and solve them. I'll suggest them to start reading all the write-ups. And then once they got the basic understanding, I'll suggest them to start looking at the reports of the public auditing companies, right? There are a lot of auditing companies like Watersec, Jellic. trial updates. So just go to their websites and open their previous reports and start reading them, and then start apply this knowledge on programs like Immunify and all. So that might gonna work for someone.
Yeah, fair enough. I think the key to success is CTFs. So
Yeah,
again, you
yeah.
said that you came to explore DICE CTF and you were not interested in it. So my question would be like regarding this. So how do
I
you?
mean, I mean, wait. I'm not saying that I'm not interested in that CTF. I'm just saying that I have some other work to do. Like I worked for the whole week from Monday to Friday, right? So I don't gonna go back on Saturday staring at my laptop for hours and hours and start doing and start solving challenge, right? It gets me anxiety and all. So during Saturdays, I just want to go out and play stuff and all. So that's why I said I'm not interested, because I have some other work to do. Otherwise, I would happily do a CTF challenge. I'll happily solve a CTF challenge.
So
DICE has great challenges.
yeah, definitely. So in this hectic schedule, how do you manage your work-life balance? Because I think when you say I work almost a week, so how do you manage and take time for yourself? And do you think taking time off computers is going to help someone grow in the field of computer security or like be it any field?
I definitely think that everyone should touch grass every weekend. Otherwise, they're not gonna withstand like every week, right? Everyone should go outside in the weekend and play some games, go to gym every day. And I don't think my work is very hectic. I just chill. Like sometimes when I'm interested, I come back to laptop, I do some auditing and go back there, play some piano or guitar. And in the evenings I go to gym. Yeah. So I don't think mine is hectic because of the cool work environment I have at Q53 and my company. So yeah. So yeah, everyone should have other hobbies like playing some instrument or playing with friends. Everyone should have some cool friends to chill out in the weekends, right? Otherwise, if you stare at the computer for a whole day, you're definitely going to get some anxiety or some back pain or anything, right? So people should have some friends, go with them on the weekends, play some cricket, play badminton, and get a cool chill mind when you're starting the week on Monday. Yeah.
That's dope. That's dope. So before we wrap everything up, what is your go-to music? So would you mind suggesting our people what do you listen to when you are hacking or you are doing some research?
I find it very hard to concentrate when I listen to music. So play for three songs and then I stop them because I couldn't concentrate a lot after playing the music. So I don't really listen to music while I'm working, but I listen a lot while I'm driving my car and all. So you just give me a nice music, I'll listen to it. There's no differentiation for me. I like any kind of music.
That's
Should
awesome.
be good.
Yeah, one of my friend recommended this Brain.fm app, and generally I'm the same kind of guy who does not listen to musics while working. But I think Brain of FM has kind of uh, something special to it because they categorize songs in such a way that they are very focused on work. So I would definitely
Hmm.
suggest you to check it out. But I
Yeah.
think, yeah, the tips that you have given me, I think uh, I just want to let everybody know that you were the person who inspired me to get into CTFs and actually work my way around.
Thanks.
I really appreciate that, and I think like making more sense of vulnerabilities. I've grown to a person who used to spray and pray, but now I have a stronger grasp on it. So I really appreciate you as an friend, and I think people who watch this video are going to feel the same. And we really appreciate you, Mohan, for coming
One
here.
more thing. one more thing, that people who say CTFs are not practical, um, they don't know what CTFs are. So don't say it. CTFs are very practical. So
Yeah,
I have like full of my my company has full of CTFs. I only hire CTFs. Yeah.
that's cool. That's cool. I think I saw many of the top tier CTF players are already taken by you, and I think you are building
Yeah.
something crazy out there.
No, I'm not building. It's just some pen testing, normal pen testing we do. That's it.
But the top tier thing, right? You are definitely
Thanks.
providing top.
Uh, Thanks to Q53.
Yeah.
They are the ones who gives.
Yeah, definitely. So
Yeah.
again, Mohan, thank you so much for coming here and giving us the motivational talk. So guys, if you are still here, if you're watching this,
Yeah.
go give Mohan a follow, and I hope you enjoyed this talk and see you soon. Bye bye.